You are listening to Mind and Books, a place where human knowledge and every page of a book unfolds to help you understand yourself and the world more deeply. Today we embark on a special journey, one that revisits a question that seems old, but has never truly been answered to its core. What is money in the life of an ordinary person? Why, within the same city and the same profession, do some people steadily move upward while others remain trapped in cycles of debt? And why can a small shift in perception, a simple morning affirmation, or a quiet minute before sleep create real changes? In income, in opportunity, and in peace of mind, we will not talk about miracles. We will talk about the inner operating system, beliefs, words, gestures, breathing patterns, tiny habits, all invisible commands that shape how we see money, how we touch it, and how it flows through our lives. Once you understand this, you will stop chasing numbers. You'll learn to become the kind of person that numbers come looking for. That small difference marks the turning point of a decade. Let's start with a simple image. You open your wallet in the morning and see just a few small bills. Your automatic reaction might be a sigh, another day of spending. At that moment, you are giving your brain a background command. Money makes me anxious. The brain, built to protect you, immediately activates its attention filter, magnifying anything that confirms scarcity while ignoring opportunities quietly passing by. Given the same chance, a person with a scarcity mindset sees risk, while one with an abundance mindset sees a way forward. Both are right, in their own way, because the brain always obeys the command it's given. Now, try issuing a different command. Open your wallet, smile softly, and say quietly in your mind, "Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping me pay bills, buy meals, take rides." You have just replaced the language of fear with the language of appreciation. Your emotions shift, your breathing softens, your shoulders relax, your whole body moves from tension mode to receptive mode. In this state, your brain widens its field of vision. You recall an old client, a call to make, an item to sell, a skill to offer. This is not coincidence. It's your attention filter now working for you. Someone may ask, can a single phrase or smile really change my income? The answer is yes, but not like pressing a button and having money fall from the sky. It changes the probability that you will make the right decisions, again and again throughout your day. Each day holds hundreds of micro decisions. Reply to that message or ignore it. Call an old client or hesitate. Fix a product description or leave it. Send a thank you after a meeting or stay silent. Every positive choice raises the day's success probability by one notch. Stack that daily, weekly, monthly, and money becomes the natural outcome of a new way of operating. But if you stop at positive words, you risk falling into illusion. True practice has 3 rings: right belief, right emotion, right action. Belief is the base command. Emotion is the fuel. Action is the wheel touching the ground. Only when all 3 align does the vehicle move forward. So every affirmation should come with a micro action. Say, "I appreciate money," then immediately write down your monthly target. Say, "I allow abundance to flow to me," then instantly send an offer to a potential client. Say, "I work with joy," then do one small thing that makes earning feel lighter. Imagine a 2-week stretch where each morning you spend 7 minutes. 2 minutes of slow breathing. 3 slow affirmations spoken aloud like signing a contract. Writing down your monthly target and 1 money-creating action for the day. Then spend a minute feeling it. Not just seeing, but touching. The edge of a contract book. Your phone screen lighting up with a confirmed order. The paper of your printed account balance. When visualization includes touch, the brain processes it as a real experience. It begins to normalize that image as familiar, and everything familiar returns more easily. During the day, celebrate small signals. A customer asking for details. A coin found on the street. A compliment received. Pause 2 seconds and say, "Thank you." This is not superstition. You are training your neural pathways to register what's right, so they keep looking for more of it. At night, turn off your phone a few minutes early. Sit quietly for 2 minutes. No begging, no bargaining. Just agreement to let life do its work. Then write down 3 things you're grateful for related to money or opportunity. Close the notebook. Turn off the world. Sleep becomes the moment when new beliefs sink deeper. You may still wonder, I already work so hard. Why am I still lacking? The crucial question is, in what state are you working? Tense or calm? Forced or aligned? An hour of work in a tight body is completely different from an hour in relaxed focus. In the latter, Accuracy rises, communication warms, creativity flows. Errors fall, all of which affect revenue, cost, and reputation. Money comes not because you beg for it, but because you become someone who creates value with energy others want to pay for. One misconception must be cleared. Joy and gratitude do not mean laziness or lack of discipline. On the contrary, when gratitude fills you, you make wiser choices about risk. You no longer need to prove yourself or go all in for recognition. You understand that wealth building is a long, calm game. Budgeting, stop-loss principles, emergency funds, diversification. These remain your safety rails. The right mindset helps you hold the rail, not leap from the bridge. End of the introduction. Now, a small exercise for a single day. In the morning, open your window, take a slow breath and say quietly, "I allow wealth to enter today." Write down one small, specific money-creating action. Throughout the day, when you encounter any amount of money, however small, pause 2 seconds and smile. Before spending, ask yourself, do I really need this? Will it serve me 3 months from now? At night, sit quietly for 2 minutes and write 3 things you're grateful for related to money or opportunity. Just one day, and you will feel a different rhythm running through you. Lighter, clearer, easier to breathe. That ease is the first door to everything that follows. In the next parts, we will go deeper into 10 practice doors, from how to talk to money, to how to mirror check your self-image, to the art of writing concrete numbers, practicing silence, celebrating small wins, and building your own symbol of wealth. Most importantly, you'll learn how to turn belief into grounded plans, with deadlines, figures, and responsibility. The goal isn't to add rituals, but to build a new operating system where each day runs with clarity, gratitude, and lightness, where money is no longer a vague worry but a flowing river you know how to guide back to your own field. If you are ready, we'll begin laying each brick. The first brick is already here. Respectful language and a small aligned action. Write down your monthly target, choose one money-creating task for today, and smile. The game has already changed, the moment you signed a new command for yourself. Part 2. The secret of appreciation and the relationship with money. Let's begin with a simple story. In a small village, a boy would gather a few coins in his hand every morning and whisper thanks. At first, people thought it was a childish game, but soon they noticed he often found coins at the market, received unexpected gifts from family, and strangers liked to help him. It wasn't magic. It was the result of a different mindset, valuing the small, opening the door for greater things to arrive. In modern society, many people carry a quiet fear. Each time they open a wallet or see a bill, anxiety rises. From childhood, we are taught, money is hard to earn, it demands sweat and sacrifice. Over time, the brain links money with stress and struggle. As a result, every thought about money emits a closed energy field, leaving little room for opportunity to enter. That's why many people work hard their whole lives yet still lack abundance. Not because they are lazy, but because they run a hidden program against prosperity. Appreciation is the first unlock. When you learn to say thank you, even to a small coin, you are reprogramming your relationship with money. Appreciation isn't just a positive feeling. It's a signal your brain records, expanding your perception filter. When you keep noticing positives, you start spotting opportunities you once ignored. An old client's message, a new sales idea, an idle sum ready for wise investment. Another key point. Appreciation doesn't mean complacency. Many confuse gratitude with lack of ambition. On the contrary, true gratitude doesn't make you lazy. It makes you clear-minded. It teaches you that what you have is a foundation to build upon, like a farmer cherishing young crops not to stop growing, but to nurture a larger field. So, how can we practice appreciation amid busy life? Here are a few simple ways. Each morning, hold your wallet and whisper, "Thank you for being here. I will use you wisely." When you receive your salary, instead of sighing too little, smile and write down 3 things it helps you cover. When spending, silently say, "Thank you for serving me in this transaction." You may doubt this, but try it for 7 days. For 7 continuous days, change your words and emotions toward money. Each time you touch it, you'll notice old tension fades, new ideas appear, and most importantly, you feel in control, not controlled. In psychology, this is called the self-reinforcing belief effect. When you emit a positive message, The brain searches for proof to make it true. On the other hand, if you keep sighing, your brain will also find ways to prove you right. That money is always scarce, always hard to earn. So choose a new truth for yourself. Money can flow easily, and you deserve to receive it. In the next section, we'll talk about a mirror, not the one hanging on your wall, but the mirror that reflects your self-image. The way you see yourself, rich or poor, determines how money chooses to come to you. Part 3. The Wealth Mirror, How Self-Image Shapes Cash Flow. Each morning when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Some see a tired face after a long night. Some notice wrinkles and sigh at the passage of time. Some just fix their hair and rush away, ignoring their own reflection. But few realize that the moment you stand before the mirror is when you face your deepest self. And that image quietly governs your relationship with money. There was once a woman named Ramona who lived in a small seaside town and barely made enough to get by. She wore simple clothes, lived in a modest home. But every morning, she stood before the mirror and refused to see lack. Instead of seeing a poor woman, she told herself, "I am already rich. I carry the light of abundance within me." At first, the words felt awkward, but day by day they sank into her mind. Then something strange happened. Customers began noticing her small business. Opportunities appeared, and slowly she rose above her struggles. This story isn't about magic, it's about how Ramona changed her self-image. We often assume money will change how we see ourselves, that when we have more, we'll feel confident. In truth, it's the opposite. The way you see yourself determines how money chooses to find you. Your self-image is an inner mirror reflected outward. If you believe you are always lacking, you'll act like someone who is cautious, anxious, afraid to take risks, hesitant to share ideas. But if you see yourself as already enough, you'll move differently, with confidence, openness. And money recognizes that signal instantly. Consider an ordinary office worker. He works 8 hours a day, but a thought keeps echoing in his mind. I'm just a paycheck machine. When promotion opportunities arise, he hesitates. When facing clients, he lacks confidence to propose value. His self-image is small, and the world treats him exactly that way, like a mirror, returning what he projects. Meanwhile, another person in the same position looks in the mirror each morning and says, "I am worthy. I bring value." It sounds simple, but it shapes how he walks, speaks, and negotiates. As a result, he's noticed, and opportunities open up. The difference doesn't come from superior degrees or skills, but from an upgraded self-image. In psychology, there's a concept called self-image, the internal script you write about yourself. If that script is tied to poverty, then even if you win the lottery or get a raise, you'll find a way to return to your old level, because that's your comfort zone. Some people win millions, yet end up broke again in a few years. Not because of bad luck, but because their self-image doesn't align with wealth, so they subconsciously destroy it to return to what feels familiar. So the question is, how can you change this inner mirror? You can't just say, "I'm rich" once and be done. You need ritual and repetition so your brain believes the new image. A simple practice. Each night before bed, stand before the mirror. Look directly into your eyes and affirm slowly, "I am enough. I am worthy of prosperity." Speak calmly and let your body feel every word. When you look into your own eyes, the connection goes deep into your subconscious, the place where hidden commands are stored. A salesman named Esteban practiced this in his own way. He didn't just talk to the mirror. He talked to every bill he held. Whenever he received even a single dollar, he smiled, called it his friend, and placed it into his wallet as if welcoming an honored guest. This tiny habit created huge change. Old debts were suddenly repaid, past clients returned, and sales grew. Because when you respect the small, you make way for the great. Here's a truth. Money doesn't respond to your account balance. It responds to your energy. If you treat it like an enemy, always tense and fearful, it will avoid you. But if you treat it as an ally, a companion, it will find ways to stay and multiply. Practice for you tonight. Stand before the mirror, Look into your eyes, smile, and say, I am already rich. Money comes to me joyfully. You don't need to shout. Just say it with belief. Then take your wallet, pick the smallest bill, place your hand on it and say, Thank you for being here. I will use you wisely. This is not superstition. It's how you reprogram your self-image, linking wealth with gratitude instead of fear. As you practice consistently, you'll feel the difference. Your financial decisions become wiser. You'll feel more confident asking for raises, negotiating prices, seizing opportunities. Clients and partners will sense that energy and gladly pay you more. In truth, people don't just buy your product or service. They buy your energy, your certainty, your confidence, and that all comes from your inner mirror. Don't underestimate the power of looking into your own eyes each day. That's how you rewrite your life script. Like programming a computer, every affirmation is a new line of code. At first, the system may resist, showing errors. But with repetition, the new code overwrites the old. Eventually, the program runs smoothly on your new command. You are worthy of abundance. Extended exercise. Prepare a notebook and name it the Wealth Journal. Each morning or evening after your mirror affirmation, write one sentence by hand, not typed. I am a wealthy person. Writing by hand engages the body, helping the brain store it more deeply. After a few weeks, this belief will no longer feel forced. It will become part of you. Everyone who has succeeded shares one thing in common. They believed in their value before the world did. An artist believes in their talent before the applause. A business person believes in their product before the first sale. An employee believes in their ability before the promotion. Money doesn't come to prove your worth. It comes after you've recognized that worth within yourself. And remember, wealth isn't just your bank balance. It's the way you walk with confidence, the way you smile, the way you give thanks, the way you decide. All of that creates a unified image, an energetic frequency that attracts matching opportunities. When you see yourself as wealthy, you act like someone who is, and gradually, the world has no choice but to reflect it back to you. To close this section, try this simple ritual. Each night for the next 7 days, look into your eyes in the mirror, smile, and say 3 times, I am rich, I am worthy. Money comes to me joyfully. Then write that sentence in your journal. Don't expect an instant miracle. Let it soak in, like water seeping into stone. One day, an opportunity will appear, and you'll have the confidence to take it. That's when your inner mirror finally reflects outward. Part 4. The Power of Words. When language becomes a magnet for money, from the dawn of humanity, words have been our most powerful tool. A promise can build trust. A careless remark can destroy a relationship. A speech can ignite a nation's spirit. A declaration at the right time can alter a person's destiny. The same is true with money. What you say, even the silent words in your mind, are commands sent to the universe and to your own subconscious. Pay attention to the phrases you often blurt out. Money's hard to make. I can't afford that. I never have enough. I must have been poor in a past life. They sound like jokes, but they're not. Each is an invisible lock. Every repetition tightens the door of opportunity a bit more. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between joking and truth. It simply records and executes the command. When you say, money is hard to earn, your brain automatically searches for evidence to prove it. You overlook chances right in front of you, because you've already decided they don't exist. Take the story of Dolores, an ordinary office worker. For years, she stayed silent in the same position, watching colleagues get promoted. She knew she worked hard and contributed a lot, but she never spoke up. One day, she realized that the universe doesn't respond to quiet wishes. It responds to clear declarations backed by belief. She walked into her boss's office, sat upright, and stated her value. The result wasn't just a raise. It exceeded her expectations. Words opened the door that silence had locked. This isn't just an inspiring story. It's psychological law. When you speak, you send a signal outward and a command inward. Your voice carries vibration. That vibration is felt not only by others, but by your own body. Strong affirmations stabilize your heartbeat, strengthen your posture, and brighten your eyes. These signals make others believe you, and make you believe yourself even more. Another example is Ignacio, a small-time salesman. Every morning he would go out to his garden, lift his face to the sky, and sing affirmations of prosperity. Money flows to me. Abundance flows to me. He sang like a chant. He didn't care about hitting the right notes, only about the joy and certainty in his words. Then, old debts began to be paid off, and new business opportunities found their way to him. Money didn't come because he sang in tune, but because he sang with faith, conviction, and joy. From this, we can draw a key lesson. Words need 3 elements: certainty, positive emotion, and repetition. If even one is missing, their power fades. You can say I am wealthy 10 times, but if your heart is full of doubt, its effect will be weak. On the other hand, saying it just once with genuine belief and emotion plants a powerful seed. Try a simple practice. Each morning spend 3 quiet minutes standing tall, breathing deeply and saying aloud, "Money, I call you. You come to me with joy." Don't say it as a plea. Say it like a gentle but firm command. It's like signing a contract with yourself and with the universe. Repeat it consistently, and your subconscious will register that you are ready. You'll start to act differently, daring to propose ideas, negotiate, or seize opportunities you once ignored. Why are words so powerful? Because words aren't just sounds. They are energy, encoded with vibration. Each word carries a frequency. When you use positive words like appreciation, abundance, and wealth, your body begins to emit the same frequency. According to the principle of resonance, things vibrating at the same frequency attract each other. This isn't superstition. It's how the brain operates, in harmony with natural resonance. In practice, successful people have very different inner language. They don't say, "I have to." They say, "I get to." They don't say, "I hope." They say, "I am certain." They don't say, "If I fail." They say, "When I succeed." This small linguistic shift creates a huge change in action and results. You can start by observing your own words for a day. Write down 5 sentences you often say about money and ask yourself, does this sentence open a door or close one? If it's money is hard to earn, replace it with money comes easily when I create value. If it's I'm not enough, replace it with I'm growing and worthy of more. Each time you catch an old phrase, immediately swap it for a new one. That's how you reprogram your internal language. To make it even more powerful, sync your affirmations with your breathing. When inhaling, whisper, "Money flows to me." When exhaling, say, "I appreciate and use it wisely." When your words merge with your breath, your entire body participates, turning words into felt experience, helping belief take root deeply. Another method is to sing or chant your affirmations in rhythm. Turning affirmations into melody helps your brain remember faster and enhances positive emotion. When you joyfully sing, "Money comes to me easily" in a relaxed state, your brain links wealth with happiness. And whatever your brain links to joy, you'll naturally attract more of it. Words also matter in how you speak with others. If you constantly complain about lack, you not only reprogram yourself negatively, but also emit a low-frequency signal to your network. On the contrary, when you talk about opportunities, gratitude, and progress, even small wins, you reinforce your belief and inspire others. Those connections can open doors in surprising ways. Remember, silence can plant a wish, but only words can water the seed. Silence keeps the seed buried, while your voice nourishes and awakens it. Don't be afraid to speak your affirmations aloud, even if you're alone. Each clear declaration trains your spirit to stand firm on your financial path. To conclude this section, try this 7-day habit. Every morning, stand tall, breathe deeply, and say 3 times, "Money, I call you. You come to me with joy." Then write down one small financial action you'll take today. message an old client, test a new idea, or move a bit of savings into an investment fund. Words must walk with action. That's the key to turning speech into tangible flow. Over time, you'll realize that money doesn't respond to begging. It responds to confidence and clarity. Powerful words don't make you delusional. They make you proactive. You stop waiting for luck and start sending a clear signal. I am ready. I am worthy. I invite abundance. That is when words truly become a magnet for money. Part 5. The River of Allowing. The art of opening the gates for wealth to flow. Imagine standing beside a river. Water rushing endlessly, powerful and abundant. The water is always there, yet you can't receive a drop if your dam is closed. Money works the same way. The universe's supply is infinite. Opportunities surround us constantly. But many people unknowingly build dams of fear, doubt, and unworthiness. They thirst in an ocean, sipping only what seeps through cracks. Many believe they've done enough, worked hard, stayed disciplined, yet still see no result. They ask, why am I not improving? The reason, they haven't truly allowed wealth to enter. They still keep invisible barriers up, too afraid to open their hearts to receive. 3 common reasons why people reject wealth. Limiting beliefs. I don't deserve it. They think money belongs only to the smart, lucky, or well-connected. Fear of responsibility. They worry that having money brings scrutiny, jealousy, or extra burdens. Self-sabotage. They're so used to lack that abundance feels foreign or unsafe. Consider Greg, a carpenter who worked tirelessly but remained in debt. He often said, I just need enough to get by, never daring to want more. During a workshop, he was guided to a simple practice. Every day, close his eyes and say, I allow wealth to flow into my life. At first, it felt awkward, but he persisted. A month later, he landed a major contract, something he'd never imagined before. This wasn't magic. By allowing, Greg began to act like someone ready to receive, promoting his services more confidently, negotiating better prices, and naturally attracting opportunities. In psychology, this is known as the open door effect. When you declare permission, your brain's defense system relaxes and signals safety. In that state, creativity and decisiveness rise. You stop blocking yourself and start seizing chances instead of avoiding them. The art of allowing wealth isn't just saying the words, it's a way of living. Follow these 3 steps. Identify your blocks. Write down 5 sentences you often say about money. If they sound like, money only comes to the lucky, or I'm not good enough to be rich, underline them. These are your dams. Rewrite the command. Replace them with phrases like, I allow money to come to me easily, or I deserve abundance. Say them aloud every morning. Take small proving actions. Every time you receive money, even a little, smile and say, I allow more of this. When someone offers help, accept it gracefully. Every act of acceptance widens the gate. Often money knocks, but we refuse to open. A friend treats you to coffee, and you rush to pay. Someone offers a gift, and you hesitate to accept. Each refusal reinforces the belief that you're undeserving. You're sending the message, don't give me more. Instead, smile and receive. It's not greed. It's honoring the flow of giving and receiving. Eastern wisdom says, those who flow with nature survive. The current of abundance works the same way. It must circulate. When you allow yourself to receive with gratitude, you naturally give more freely, keeping prosperity flowing. Try this morning ritual. Upon waking, sit quietly for 2 minutes and whisper, I allow abundance to flow into my day. Say it as a declaration, not a plea. Then, write down 1 concrete action that welcomes abundance. Call a client, post an idea, or learn a new skill. Neuroscience shows that when you say I allow, your brain's defensive regions calm down, shifting your body from tension to relaxation. In that state, you're more creative, open, and decisive, the very conditions where money flows more easily. Remember, the river of wealth is always flowing. Only when you open your gates can the water irrigate your fields. From today, practice receiving, both big and small. When someone gifts you coffee, say thank you. When you earn a little extra, smile and whisper, I allow more to come. Each morning affirm, I allow abundance to fill my life. That's the moment you stop resisting and start flowing with the current. And once you're in the flow, prosperity reaches you faster than you ever imagined. Part 6. The emotion of gratitude, the invisible magnet for abundance. If there is one energy that truly deserves to be called a magnet for wealth, it is gratitude. Not calculation, not comparison, and certainly not envy. Gratitude vibrates at a special frequency. When you align with it, the universe harmonizes with you, echoing back more of what you appreciate. Poor people often think, when I'm rich, I'll be grateful. But the truth is the opposite. Being grateful in scarcity is the key that unlocks prosperity's door. Because when you are grateful for what you already have, you send out a signal that says, I am ready to receive more. Imagine giving someone a small gift. If they respond with indifference or disdain, would you want to give them another? But if they smile, cherish it, and thank you sincerely, you'll naturally feel inspired to give more. The universe operates in the same way. Money, opportunities, relationships, they all flow toward places where they are appreciated. Sophia's story is a clear illustration. Living in a cramped apartment with a low salary, she constantly felt a sense of lack. One morning, holding a cup of hot coffee, she decided to change her perspective. Instead of sighing about unpaid bills, she whispered, Thank you for this coffee, for its warmth and clarity. The next day, she thanked her small apartment for providing a safe place to rest. Day by day, her circle of gratitude expanded. Before long, Sophia was offered a new job that doubled her income. She said that focusing on gratitude changed her energy, and opportunities naturally found her. In positive psychology, this is known as the amplification effect. When gratitude is activated, the brain's stress centers calm down, while dopamine and serotonin increase, creating a sense of happiness. And when you're happy, your perception shifts. Instead of seeing obstacles, you notice opportunities. Acting from that positive energy makes good results come more easily. Another example is Diego, who owned an old beat-up car everyone laughed at. Every day he placed his hand on the steering wheel and said, Thank you for getting me to work safely. You're worth gold. A few months later, a relative unexpectedly gifted him a new car. It wasn't random luck. It was the natural return of the gratitude he had been sending out, multiplied by the universe. You might ask, what can I be grateful for when I'm struggling? There is always something to be grateful for. Even if you don't have much money, you still have the health to work. Even if your job isn't ideal, you still have the chance to learn. A simple meal is still nourishment for your life. When you focus on these things, you realize you're not as poor as you thought. The practice of gratitude can start very small. Each morning, write down 3 things you're thankful for, as simple as, I'm grateful to breathe, to see, to have a roof over my head. When holding even a small bill, like 10,000 zhong, say, thank you for coming to me. Multiply this many times throughout the day. Before going to bed, recall one beautiful moment and whisper, thank you for this experience. The key is not the number of things you list, but the sincerity of your feeling. Only when the heart truly feels it does gratitude become a magnetic field that draws prosperity. An advanced practice is thanking in advance, expressing gratitude for things not yet received as if they were already yours. You can softly say, thank you for my new home that shelters me, or thank you for the job that brings abundant income. When you give thanks beforehand, you send out a strong signal. I believe this belongs to me. That belief itself becomes a magnet, pulling your desires closer. The ancients said, contentment is happiness. In its deeper philosophy, contentment doesn't mean stopping. It means maintaining a grateful heart so that the journey continues to open new doors. Gratitude for the present moment is the seed that grows into a rich future. From today, let gratitude become part of your daily life. Don't wait until you have enough to give thanks. Give thanks so that you may have enough. Don't wait until success comes to smile. Smile so that success may come. Each thank you is a ripple, and that ripple will return as unexpected gifts, new opportunities, and paths to prosperity. Remember, gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a state of energy. Once released, it becomes an invisible magnet that draws wealth to you, endlessly and effortlessly. Part 7. Joy, the purest currency of the universe, in the journey toward prosperity. We often think of effort, calculation, or complex financial strategies, yet there exists an invisible currency, so simple that most people overlook it. Joy. Joy isn't just a fleeting emotion. It is a frequency of energy, the purest currency the universe continuously trades in. When you are joyful, you emit a unique vibration capable of attracting opportunities, resources, and money itself. Imagine the bright laughter of a child, how it fills a room with light. Even weary, anxious adults feel their hearts open. That is the primal power of joy. It spreads, multiplies, and elevates energy wherever it flows. On a deeper energetic level, money too is a form of natural energy, drawn to places that radiate lightness and vitality. Marisol's story proves this. Overwhelmed by financial and work pressure, one day she looked at her child playing and burst into laughter. In that instant, she forgot the bills and worries. Only pure joy remained. Strangely, after those joyful days, money began to appear. A forgotten tax refund, returning customers, friends repaying old debts. Not coincidence, but resonance. The frequency of joy aligned with the frequency of abundance. Why? Neuroscience shows that when you feel joy, your body releases endorphins and dopamine, which sharpen your mind and increase flexibility. Joy doesn't just feel good. It expands your perspective, helping you see solutions instead of problems. That clarity creates the perfect conditions for financial opportunities to appear. Compare two people, one tense and frowning, obsessed with how to pay off debt, the other smiling, calm, and trusting that things will work out. The first often makes poor decisions, missing chances and repelling collaboration. The second, radiating positive energy, attracts cooperation and support, and thus more financial opportunity. Joy is an invisible but powerful financial strategy. Take Armando, for instance. Each morning he opened his curtains, played his favorite song, and danced for a few minutes, just to feel happy. It looked silly, yet within weeks his long-standing financial troubles began to resolve. Old debts were settled, new business ideas emerged, and unexpected collaborations appeared. He said, "When I'm joyful, I send a signal that I'm ready for good things, and the universe immediately responds." Studies in positive psychology confirm that joy makes people bolder in decision-making. Joyful people are not paralyzed by fear. They trust that things can turn around. As a result, they take action, invest, collaborate, and create, transforming ideas into real cash flow. You can begin to cultivate the currency of joy through small acts. Smile widely in the morning, even without a reason. Your body will still receive the positive signal. Play music that makes you light and relaxed while working. Enjoy a fragrant cup of tea, an afternoon walk, or a warm conversation. These are not luxuries. They are energetic investments. An advanced practice is to make joy a creative ritual. Before starting an important project, spend 5 minutes doing something that excites you. Dance, sing, breathe deeply, or write 3 things you're grateful for. You'll notice the difference. Ideas flow faster, work feels easier, and financial results improve. Don't confuse joy with forced cheerfulness. True joy comes from connection with yourself. It's not dependent on wealth, but on your willingness to allow it. A rich person burdened by stress may know no joy, while an ordinary person who delights in a sunset is inwardly abundant and often becomes a magnet for external abundance too. In Eastern philosophy, joy is called lak-ki, a gentle, uplifting life force that draws prosperity along with it. The masters teach, those who find joy in the present lack nothing. Joy means openness, and openness is the path through which abundance flows. So how can joy become your life strategy? Very simply, decide that every day you will do at least one thing purely for the sake of joy. Not for money, not for achievement, not to please others, just because it makes you feel alive. When joy is at the center, money becomes a natural side effect. You don't have to chase it. It comes as an inevitable result. Remember, joy is the purest currency of the universe. When you pay with joy, the universe repays you with wealth. Living joyfully is like issuing an energetic bond that the universe eagerly invests in, and the returns are opportunities, relationships, and flowing prosperity. Joy not only makes you richer, it lets you truly enjoy your wealth. Money without joy is just a dry number. When joy is the foundation, money becomes a tool for expanding happiness, sharing, and living fully. Part 8. Faith, the absolute command. Sent to the universe among all the energies we've discussed. Appreciation, gratitude, and joy. One is the foundation. Faith. Without faith, every affirmation and practice becomes empty repetition. But with absolute trust, faith transforms into a command to the universe, and the universe must respond. Think back to moments when you believed something to your core, like when you were a child, trusting completely that your parents would come pick you up after school. No doubt, no fear, only calm certainty. And they always came. The universe operates the same way. Whatever you truly believe becomes reflected outward. Rosalinda's story illustrates this clearly. Her family ran a small shop, surviving on meager income for years. Since childhood, the phrase "money is hard to earn" had been etched in her mind. One day she asked herself, what if the opposite were true? What if money could come easily? At first, the thought confused her, but instead of rejecting it, she allowed herself to believe. From that day on, she greeted customers warmly, confident that her shop was worth choosing. Within weeks, business improved. More customers came, and she realized her new belief had broken her old chains. In neuroscience, faith isn't abstract. It's a biological program. When you believe in something, your brain's information filtering system activates, forcing you to notice evidence that supports your belief. If you believe money is hard to earn, you'll only see failure, loss, and debt. If you believe money comes easily, you'll spot opportunities, connections, and solutions. The world doesn't change, only your lens does. And reality shifts accordingly. Observe two people walking into the same event. The first person believes they are invisible. They immediately shrink, stutter, and indeed no one remembers them. The second person believes they are interesting and have value to share. They walk confidently, speak openly, and connect easily. The circumstances are the same, but belief determines experience. When it comes to money, this principle is even sharper. Thomas, a craftsman, once thought small talk was useless. When he changed his belief to "every meeting can bring prosperity," he began listening and communicating with new attention. As a result, a client unexpectedly placed a large order and introduced him to other wealthy contacts. Within months, his income tripled. It wasn't that his skills suddenly improved. His new belief opened new doors. Belief is the compass of your life. It not only directs your gaze, but determines how boldly you step forward. When you believe that money always flows toward me, your actions change. You invest confidently, negotiate calmly, stay composed through challenges, and these actions create matching results. Building strong financial beliefs takes patience, but it isn't hard. Each morning, stand under the sunlight and affirm, "I believe money comes to me easily." This isn't just sound. It's a command to your subconscious. When faced with challenges, don't ask, "How can I afford this?" Ask instead, "Where will the money come from this time?" That question forces your mind to seek positive solutions instead of locking itself in fear. Record every small piece of evidence that strengthens your belief. An unexpected sum, a new opportunity, a collaboration offer. These are signs from the universe proving that money can come easily. Understand that belief isn't self-deception. It's the choice of a version of reality. Among infinite possibilities, your belief selects one path, and that path becomes your lived experience. The West says, "Faith moves mountains." The East teaches, "When the heart is pure, all things harmonize." In every philosophy, the lesson is the same. Belief is the law of reality. If you still doubt, try a simple experiment. Choose a new belief. For example, money comes to me in gentle, effortless ways. Say it out loud at least 3 times a day, and note every money-related event. You'll be surprised how small sums and seemingly random opportunities begin to appear frequently. It's not magic, and it's belief beginning to work. Remember, the universe doesn't judge your beliefs as right or wrong. It merely mirrors them. Believe in scarcity and you meet scarcity. Believe in abundance and abundance meets you. Belief is the energetic signature you send each day, and the universe always returns it as reality. So rewrite the contract of your beliefs. Don't sign under "I'm not enough," "money is hard," or "I don't deserve wealth." Sign under "I am wealthy. Money flows to me easily. I deserve prosperity." When you do, you don't just change your words. you change your entire energy flow. Ultimately, belief isn't only about money. It's the foundation of all success. But in finance, it's the golden key, because money is neutral energy that follows the strongest belief. Stand before the next sunrise. Breathe deeply and affirm, I believe money comes to me easily, and the universe always responds to my belief.